Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a special video on Economic Survey 2021-2022, which was recently released by the Union Finance Ministry. As you know, that economic survey is something which is very important for both stages of your examination, whether it is prelims or mains. This is substantially going to contribute in the examination. So in this video, I'll be discussing some of the key highlights and analysis of that part that would be relevant for the examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. So let's get started. So first we'll see what is a theme of Economic Survey 2021-2022. So this time the government has come up with the theme which is termed as Agile approach. What does term Agile mean? This means that something we have to move quickly and faster, right? And an easy way. So why this approach has been given? That because of the COVID-19, the performance of economy was not good. We have seen that every sector have performed in a negative, right? Almost only agriculture was the sector that has up to 3.4% growth. Otherwise, every sector was performing very bad. So to overcome this challenge, an agile approach will definitely help all the sector to revive it. Right? A new chapter on demonstrated use of satellite and geospatial images to gauge various economic phenomena has also been the part of economic survey. And last but not the least, that economic survey has reverted to a single volume. It was in 2014 that government has actually started two volume of economic survey, volume 1 and volume 2. इससे पहले इकोनॉमिक सर्वे के सिंगल वॉल्यूम आया करती थी और पहले पेजेस भी कम होते थे, पर जब टू वॉल्यूम सर्वे आने लगी तो ऑलमोस्ट जो टोटल पेजेस होते थे वो 800 to 900 हुआ करते थे. नाउ द गवर्नमेंट फाइंड इज नॉट दैट रेलिवेंट. जो अप्रोचेस की ज़रूरत थी वो सिंगल वॉल्यूम में ही इंक्लूड कर दिया गया. सो फ्रॉम दिस टाइम ऑनवर्ड्स द गवर्नमेंट वुड बी पब्लिशिंग अ सिंगल वॉल्यूम ऑफ इकोनॉमिक सर्वे. Now let's understand what are the important contents in the economic survey that is relevant for your examination. So first we'll see the state of the economy. In the state of the economy, what is Indian economy growth is estimated. So the Indian economy growth is estimated to grow by around 9.2% in real term. This is for 2021 and 2022. And the GDP projection growth is like 8 to 8.5% in real term for 2022 and 2023. Some of the data would be again relevant for prelims and mains examination. So make sure you take important note of that. अगर बात करें कुछ important banks की, कुछ ऐसे financial institutions हैं like World Bank and Asian Development Bank, they have forecasted a real GDP growth of 8.7% and 7.5% respectively for this financial year. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस अब देखेंगे IMF की क्या प्रोजेक्शंस हैं आने वाले टाइम्स में. सो एज पर इंटरनेशनल मॉनिटरी फंड IMF ने कहा है दैट वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम की जो प्रोजेक्शंस है फॉर इंडियाज रियल GDP इज सपोज टू बी ग्रो एट 9% फॉर 2021 एंड 2022, राइट. अकॉर्डिंगली आगे वाले टाइम में ये देखा गया 7.1% फॉर 2023 एंड 2024 इज अ प्रोजेक्शन which is anticipated that this is how the economy is going to grow, right? And India is supposed to be the fastest growing economy in the world in past 3 years. Again, factually important point for your examination. Agriculture की अगर बात करें, agriculture and elite sector are expected to grow by 3.9%. This is again a factual point, but important for you. And if you talk about industry and service sector, तो industry की बात करें, industry would grow by 11.8% and this sector is 8.2% in 2021 and 2022. So this was how the performance of economy has been and some anticipations with regards to the further development. Now I'll show you some infograph that how the state of economy has been there. The factor that support the growth in 2022 and 2023, the first and foremost is the wide vaccination coverage. It is very important that we should have a large number of people that is vaccinated at least with both of the doses, the first dose but the second doses, right? Although government ने booster dose भी start किए, but initially government want that these two doses should be administered to the people. Now again, gain supply from supply side reform. This is something that is a part of the state of the economy and overall growth. Ease of regulation by means that government want that all of our companies that is coming to India, that should be that should come with a no red tapeism policy, right? So government ने यहाँ पे अपनी regulation भी free की है. Robust export growth is a prime motive, and ramped up capital spending is something which economy is looking forward with. Now, if you see the World Bank projection, मैंने आपको पहले बता दिया, this is for 8.7% for the coming years, or for the 2022 or 2023. Asian Development Bank की 7.5% है, और World Economic Outlook की projections है 9%. So this data is again important. They can ask you in any other competitive examination also. Now the other segment talking about the fight against COVID-19. तो 70% of जो population है इंडिया की vaccinated है. 93% of the people are vaccinated with first dose. This is for the first dose, and first dose में almost 91.39 crore लोग. Total vaccination that has been administered was 157.94. This data has although increased real time में ये number काफ़ी plus है, because जब economic survey create हुई थी ये उस समय की data है. So the updated data you can check also. Second dose में around 66.05. This is again it has changed. यहाँ पे भी gain हुई है numbers की. Now, how the center government is going to support the state during 2021-2022? So first was to enhance the limit of borrowing for the state. We have seen that जो GST की सेस थी वो पूरी states को नहीं मिली. इस वजह से जो borrowing limit थी जो उसको enhance की है state government ने, central government ने state governments के लिए. Loan to states in lieu of GST compensation shortfall was also given, and scheme for special assistance to state for the capital expenditure was a part of the development strategy from the center to the states. Now we'll move into the other aspects of economic survey, that is the physical developments. In physical development, revenue receipts is a very important component, जहाँ पे central government ने अप्रैल से नवंबर ये estimate किया that this have gone up to 67.2% on year-to-year basis. This is a YOY, that is year-on-year basis, as against the expected growth, that is 9.6%, right? And if you talk about the gross tax revenue, यहाँ पे जो growth registered की गई है in terms of overall gross tax revenue, this is over 50% during April to November for 2021 on year-to-year terms. कुछ और डेटा देख लेते हैं. ड्यूरिंग अप्रैल टू नवंबर जो कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर थी दैट हैज़ ग्रोन बाय 13.5% और ईयर टू ईयर बेसिस, और फोकस जो गवर्नमेंट की एक्सटेंसिव थी दैट वाज ऑन द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंटेंसिव डेवलपमेंट, बिकॉज हेल्थ सेक्टर वाज समथिंग दैट वाज पाइवोटल फॉर द गवर्नमेंट बिकॉज ऑफ द कोविड-19 एंड बॉटलनेक्स दैट वी हैव सीन इन दिस सेक्टर. Now with enhanced borrowing on the account of COVID-19, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने जो डेट है वो ऑलमोस्ट 49.1% तक रही है फॉर GDP, एंड दिस इज 59.3% इन 2020-21. बट जो ओवरऑल एक्सपेक्टेड रिकवरी थी फॉलोइंग अ डिक्लाइनिंग ट्रेजेक्टरी विद द रिकवरी ऑफ द इकोनॉमी कैन बी सीन इन दिस पर्टिकुलर ईयर. Now, the other sector of the economy is the external sector. In external sector, if you talk about the merchandise export or import की बात करें, that has rebounded strongly, and this has even surpassed the pre-COVID level during the current financial year. अगर net capital flow की बात करें, it was higher at $65.6 billion in the first quarter of 2021-2022, and the following account was taken into consideration. First is the continued inflow of foreign investment. Second is revival in net external commercial borrowing, जो ECB है उसकी में भी काफ़ी हद तक revival देखी गई है. Again, higher banking capital was a part of this, and additional special drawing right allocation that is there. So आपको यहाँ पे ये देखना है कि SDR में कौन कौन से important components होते हैं. Do check it out because this is important, and even UPSC has asked a prelims question in 2015. So this is your homework. You have to check which among the following is a part and component of SDR. Moving ahead, foreign exchange reserve की अगर बात करें, this has crossed almost $600 billion in the first half, or it has just almost $633 billion as by December 2021. लास्ट के इन्फोग्राफिक्स में मैं आपको ये सारी चीज़ें एक स्नैपशॉट्स में भी बताऊंगा आगे. Now, at the end of the November 2021, India was the fourth largest forex reserve holder in the world after China, Japan, and Switzerland. So, what was India's rank? India's rank was fourth. This is something important for many other competitive examinations. Now, moving to the other aspects of economic survey, that is monetary management and financial intermediations. This is again something important for exam. तो रेपो रेट की बात करें, रेपो रेट वाज मेंटेन एट 4% फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर ईयर, दैट ईयर ऑफ 2021 and 22. एंड आरबीआई हैज़ अंडरटुक वेरियस मेजर्स, जैसे कि जी सिक्योरिटी एक्विजिशंस प्रोग्राम की बात करें. आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड जी सिक्योरिटी एक्विजिशन प्रोग्राम इन आवर डेली न्यूज़ एनालिसिस. इफ यू हैव नॉट वॉच दैट वीडियो, डू चेक इट आउट. And special long-term repo operations to provide further liquidity. अब बात करेगा नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एडवांसेस की ऑफ द शेड्यूल्ड कमर्शियल बैंक, स्पेशली फॉर द एससीबीज. दिस हैज डिक्लाइंड फ्रॉम 11.2% at the end to 6.9% by September 2021. Again, the performance is pretty good. And at the net performing advances has declined from 6% to 2.2% during the same year. So these are some of the points that is again relevant for your mains paper. Moving ahead, some infograph with related to the monetary and financial management. So जितने मैंने आपको डेटाज बताई हैं वो आपको यहाँ पे मिल जाएंगे. You can take a pause and you can read it out. Liquidity in system has remained in surplus and credit to agriculture sector has registered a robust growth. If you talk about economic survey, this point out the need to have a standardization framework for the cross-border insolvency, increase access, recognition, cooperations and coordinations. So in this particular section, a direct question in mains examinations can also be asked. Now moving to the other aspects of economic survey, वो है sustainable development and climate change. This is an important segment where you might get a question in prelims examination. So India's overall score in नीति आयोग SDG जो sustainable development goal की इंडिया की इंडेक्स है, उसमें क्या परफॉर्मेंस रही है, we'll see that also. So in dashboard, the ranking was 66 in 2021 और इस बार इससे पहले 60 थी, and in 2018-19 it was 57. So you can see the number is increasing, the performance is better. Now number of front runner की अगर बात करें, it has decreased to 22 states or union territories from 10 in 2019. And India has 10th largest forest area cover in the world. Factually important point for your prelims examination. And in 2020, जो इंडिया की रैंकिंग थी, that is third globally in increasing forest area for the time duration between 2010 to 2020. Now, the other part that is important in the aspect of sustainable development is in 2020, the forest cover was 24% of India's total geographical area, accounting for 2% of the world total forest. Factual points. In August 2021, जो plastic waste management amendment government लेकर के आई थी was notified, which aimed at phasing out single-use plastic by 2020. So by end of this year, we'll see the progress that is being made in this context. And draft regulation on extended प्रोड्यूसर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, जिसको EPR भी कहते हैं, एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स है हमारे इन्वायरमेंट मैनेजमेंट को लेकर के, खास करके प्लास्टिक पैकेजिंग की बात करें, दैट वाज आल्सो नोटिफाइड. समथिंग मोर पॉइंट दैट इज रेलेवेंट हियर इज दैट ड्यूरिंग 26 कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑफ पार्टीज विच वाज हेल्ड इन ग्लासगो, नवंबर में भी रिसेंटली हुई थी, इंडिया ने एक एम्बिशियस टारगेट दी है बाय 2030 टू इनेबल फर्दर रिडक्शन इन एमिशन. एंड इंडिया हैज आल्सो सेड that by 2070 we'll have the net zero emissions target, right? And there's a need to start one word movement, that is life. What is life? Life stand for lifestyle for the environment. So we have to make our life purposeful, meaningful, and deliberate utilization of mindless and destructive consumption was underlined, right? So आपसे essay में भी डायरेक्ट ये सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं, lifestyle for environment. You can write essay. So अब जो environmental aspects हैं खास करके जनरल स्टडीज के पेपर में, you can also use that in essay paper. Now service sector, again most important. This sector was also not performing very well during the coronavirus pandemic. Let's see how this has performed. So GVA की अगर बात करें, total GVA, that is the service has crossed pre-pandemic level in July-September quarters. और overall service GVA की बात करें, this is to grow by 8.2% in 2021-2022. And even the rail freight has crossed to the pre-pandemic level. These were actually performing better compared to the previous one. Domestic air rail passengers traffic ki baat kare, this has gradually increased during the second wave, and it was muted in the first wave completely because India was facing the complete national lockdown. And India has become the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after China, US and China. And the number of recognized startup, that is the entrepreneurial culture that has started in India, has increased up to 14,000 in 2021-2022, which was only 733 in 2016 and 17. So these are the performances of the service sector, which is definitely going to give a vision to Indian economy. Now, moving ahead with the social infrastructure and employment, this is again an important segment which has contributed and has a very important role to play in Indian economy. So, with the revival of economy, employment and indicators bounce back, the pre-pandemic level की अगर बात करें during the last quarter, what how it has performed. But if you see the quarterly periodic labor force survey data की अगर बात करें, employment in urban sector was affected by pandemic and has recovered almost to the pre-pandemic level. But again, some of the independent agency are not agreeing to this data of PFLS. We have to see in due course of time कि आने वाले quarters में कैसी performance होती है, then only we can compare it, right? Now, according to the Employment Provident Fund Organization, जो कि Ministry of Labor and Employment के अंदर काम करती है, उनकी डेटा अगर देखें, then job continued during the second COVID-19 wave has adverse impact on the COVID-19 formalizations. और जो jobs थे, बहुत लोगों ने एक शहर से दूसरे शहर, they have migrated in search of their livelihood, but some conclusive has not happened, right? This is channelized, अभी आगे progress होनी है, but still कुछ substantial progress नहीं हुई है. Expenditure on social services like health, education and other by the center or state की अगर proportionally बात करें of the GDP has increased from 6.2%, that is in for 2014 and 15. Now it is 8.6 of the budget expenditure, right? So this was all about the many aspects of the Indian economy. Now I will give you a snapshot peek of Indian economy in their performance in some infographic format. So let's see the GDP growth. अगर 2019 की बात करें 4.0% पे constant थी. In 2020 we have seen the minus growth. This is the negative growth that Indian economy has ever seen. Then again first advances में 9.2 और अभी जो projected estimations हैं जितने भी international world banks हैं IMF हैं इन सारे की जो forecast है that is around 8 to 8.5%. Now talking about some physical aspects part, यहाँ पे as percentage to GDP 2018-19 में 3.4%, अगेन 19-20 में 4.6%, यहाँ पे 9.2 है और आगे के जो estimates हैं that is around 6.8. So these data is again something important, मेंस के लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा relevant है ये सारे points. Now inflations की अगर बात करें for 2018-19 you can see this is for CPI and again for the WPI, right? So these are the figure, and in for 2021 you can see it is 5.2 and WPI is almost 12.5. The forex reserve की बात करें, India as the fourth largest country in terms of the forex. So 2018-19 में we have only 411 US billion dollars. ये gradually increase हुई और अब इस टाइम में December 2021 तक we have 633.6 billion dollars as the forex reserve. Now agriculture, forestry और fisheries की अगर बात करें, you can see the data here. Now the performance for this particular year is 3.6 compared to 2.6 in 18-19 और जो anticipation है इसकी estimated growth ये 3.9 की है. Service sector again the worst performance during the COVID-19 pandemic, negative growth of minus 8.4%. Now it is anticipated कि ये आने वाले टाइम में 8.2 तक ग्रो कर सकती है. And if you talk about the industrial growth in 2018-19 it was 5.3%. Again service sector और industrial growth की performance बहुत ही खराब रही है during the pandemic and even it has reached to the negative of minus 7%. Now the anticipation for the first advanced estimate is 11.8%. So these were some of the most important infographic that is relevant for you to revise. आप इनके screenshots भी ले सकते हैं so that you can revise before the examination as quickly as possible. So this was all about the economic survey analysis and the key highlights. And if you have any other concern, you can check to our YouTube channel also. There's a lot of our initiative like daily news and editorial analysis, IS Gazetted Magazine, FCA, PIB, monthly policy review, gist of Yojana Kurukshetra. ये सारी initiatives हैं that will help you to sail through this journey of civil services. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for joining us and listening to this video.